At the moment, the Israeli police are still on standby to deal and respond with all the rockets that are being fired into Israel. Where we are at the moment in Ashkelon, we have 30 seconds to take cover. So the message to the public is make sure you stay in a safe zone and a safe area. But where we are specifically now, we have a number of different rockets.
Right, and this is the kind of stuff that comes down over this city. Explain some of it to us.
Well, what we have here, for example, is one of the Grad rockets which fired in the city of Ashkelon.
It's a very common rocket, isn't it? One that comes up very, very often.
This is a rocket that we're familiar with. Our Israeli bomb disposal experts examine the rocket. You can see itself that it's, in fact, with fins on it. It has springs over here.
These are the tail fins that come out normally with springs on them. I think we can get a little better if we look right here. And then these spring systems.
You have the fins that come up, and therefore this shows us that we're talking about a military-made rocket. This rocket itself is after exploding and after landing inside Israel itself. You can see these are the Grad rockets that are striking inside the civilian areas. Israelis are being targeted. This is the threat from the Hamas at the moment. Yesterday evening, we also had the rocket which landed in the Rishon LeZion area. That was a much larger rocket. We're talking about a Fajr rocket. And there, obviously, the strike was much greater.
That's very close to Tel Aviv, isn't it? And it hit a residential building. It looked like there was substantial damage in that strike.
That's correct. There was tremendous damage in that area. That itself landed more than 50 kilometers outside of the Gaza Strip. And therefore, the Israeli police and our units that are on standby are responding both into the major cities in the southern part of Israel, Sderot, Ashkelon, that have 30 and 45 seconds to respond, as well as the rockets that are landing, like we had yesterday in the region of Rishon LeZion, where we had just over a minute, where members of the public took a safe area and went into safe zones before the explosion took place. These rockets are in fact examined. Okay, they looked at in terms of what type of rocket, how much explosive devices went off, and if necessary, to make sure that the areas where they land, around the civilian and populated area, the area is safe and no one else will get injured after they have exploded.
Okay, I just want to say one thing. Some of these are military-grade rockets, but some of them are also quite sort of, I wouldn't say homemade, but made in the Gaza Strip. Like this is one, also a name many people know called Qassam, right?
Right, this is a standard Qassam rocket which we've been familiar with since the rockets have been fired into Israel. Since 2001, you can see if you look at the fins, at the bottom, the fins itself. This gives us a clear indication that they're welded together. This is made inside the Gaza Strip, and we're very familiar with this type of rocket landing within 20 kilometers of the Gaza Strip. The Grad rockets, differentiating from this one, is military-made, smuggled in through Egypt through the Rafah crossing, and unfortunately being fired deep into the heart of Israel.